Sushma ji, you may begin, please.
Okay. Okay. Namaskar, good evening. I welcome all the brothers and sisters in the study class of Mahatma Letters organized by Indian section. Let us begin the session by invoking the universal prayer. O hidden life, vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also one with every other. Today's speaker, Pradip sir, will be continuing the letter number 45 and 46 and marginal letter number 47 to 50 from the book Letters from the Masters of the Wisdom, first series. Now it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce Pradip sir. Although Pradip sir is well known to the senior member of the Theosophical Society, but I would like to present very brief biodata of Pradip sir. Pradip Mahapatra sir joined TS in the year 1974 and became serious member after the visit of Adyar. From 2014, he was the Assistant General Secretary of the Indian Section, TS. In the year 2020, he was appointed as National Lecturer of Indian Section. In the year 2021, he was selected as Program Coordinator of the Indian Section. He has been instrumental organizing online TS program, writing articles for different magazines, conducting study classes in Odisha and other places. For his dedicated services, he has been conferred with Radha Barnier Award in 2022. Now I request Pradip sir kindly deliver your talk. Pradip sir.
Thank you, Susmaji. It is my great privilege that I am going to present very important letters from the Masters of the Wisdom. Earlier, of course, I mentioned about the foreword written to this small little book known as Letters from the Masters of the Wisdom, first series. When it was published, at that time, Dr. Beshant was president of Theosophical Society. It was published in the 1919, and these small letters are available at the archives of the Theosophical Society are there. So anyone who will visit Adair or visited Adair, they have the privilege to see, or they can see these letters. These letters are not written by ink pen in a white papers, but it is precipitated by the inner founders of the Theosophical Society, two Mahatmas. So let us observe a silence for a moment about the great teachers with a short prayer. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tashmai Sri Guruve Namah. Tashmai Sri Guruve. Tashmai Sri. So, the inner founders, the Mahatmas, who are behind the Theosophical Society, they issued many letters. First, big volume, letters to Epicnet, consisting more than 140 years some words. Then one letter is KH letter to C.W. Limited. So the letter number 50 here, I subsequently not going to present this letter number 50 because it is a part of now the letter KH letter to C.W. Limited, where this 4 letters addressed to C.W. Limited, but commented by C. Jinarda Dasa. At that time, he was not president of Theosophical Society, but the wisdom contained in that book, KH letter to C.W. Limited, is full of wisdom, pregnant of wisdom, and all these things. So these these letters, which contains in this small book first series, and as well as in second series, it is really worth study, meditation, as well as digest it in our day-to-day life, reflect it in our day-to-day life, and render service to the humanity, service to the humanity through Theosophical Society. The foreword, I have read earlier also this foreword, because I am again placing this forward, because in one of the letters today, which I am going to present, the Mahatma told the same thing to the public, to the members of Theosophical Society. Here, Animation says, when this book was arranged and notes are prepared by C. Jinardasa. So, Animation says, I am privileged to introduce to the world this priceless booklet of letters from the elder brothers, who are the true founders of the Theosophical Society. So the two masters are the true founders of the Theosophical Society. Here, further in forward, animation says, many a pilgrim on the probationary path will find in it much of help and inspiration. So, in the society, there are many books, say for about 1,000 books available for the student of Theosophy. Out of those books, three books are required for our in-depth study, meditation, and service at the feet of Master, voice of silence, light and path. But everything contained in the Mahatma letters is also another interesting text for us to ponder over. So many a pilgrim on the probationary path will find it much of help and inspiration, and it will serve to deepen this sense of the reality of our teachers. The reality of our teachers means masters, sometimes blurred in the minds of the neophytes by the tumultuous happening in the outer world. As the note of a veena or drowned by, if played in the rattle of the engine said. So, animation here mention that we, the members of Theosophical Society, while continue our mundane work in our daily life, sometimes we are losing contact or losing uh, or rather she used word blurred in the minds of neophytes. What is because of the happenings in the outer world. So these Mahatma letters, epi to epicinate to this wisdom, is required for each one of us to ponder over. So last sentence in this forward, may it speak to those who have ears to hear. So it is not given to all the members of Theosophical Society. Of course, at that time, in the 1919, maybe there are many who are a very serious student, some are not. But now the matter is different. Those who are serious, those who have ears to hear, this divine wisdom is required for them to ponder over and think over it and also practice in day-to-day life. So let us start with these two letters particularly. It is known as general, letter number 45 and 46. And it is these two letters also, in fact, it is gathered by Brother C. Jinardasa, and he prepared notes on this. So, in the note at page 162 of this same book, Notes to Letters, in the notes, Brother Raja mentioned that letter number 45, it is reprinted from the Theosophist, November 1907 issue. So, those two letters originally, Brother Raja said, as if it is one letter, as if it is a one letter. But Brother Raja made it two distinct letters. Probably he was the direct disciple of Master. So he knows the best. So it was published, The Theosophist, and one of the most important sentence which Brother Raja quoted in letter number 46, in which the sentence starts like this, and those greater than we, those greater than we. It is relating to some important points in which sorry. So those it is those greater than we. Mahatma mentioned in this letter number 56. So let us try to read the letters which I have prepared in PowerPoint. I think it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't know what happened that full screen is not coming. Anyway, so letter number 45. While I am placing it, kindly go through these sentences. There are three important points. First sentence, spheres of influence can be found everywhere. Second, the first object of Theosophical Society is philanthropy. True Theosophist is a philanthropist, not for himself, but for the world he lives. So these three sentences, just for a second, you just ponder over. First, spheres of influence can be found everywhere. So, for a member of Theosophical Society, we know we have to render service to the whole world, whole life around you. This service we can do which is best suitable for you, which you are capable of doing. That you have to find. So, in the first sentence, Mahatma tells us spheres of influence, not only limited to your study, but you can send good thoughts, you can utilize your capacity to help others to grow in their wisdom, to know what is divine wisdom, how to develop their intuition. All this you have to do. For that, you have to study. So, your influence as a member of Theosophical Society can be found everywhere. You can help each and everyone, not only in a theosophical work, but rendering other work so that they can, even if they can get benefit, even if they are not serious student of theosophy, even if they are mere student of theosophy, even if they don't know what is theosophy, but you can render your influence. I remember one gentleman, Brother Shah from West Bengal. He's a student of theosophy. He was the person who, in the year 25 or 26, when I was in Assam. I don't know what speech I delivered, but he came down in the ground floor. Then he told me, Pradip, you are going to be a national lecturer in future. I don't have any idea how to become national lecturer. Anyways, that was brother Shah. I don't know who are members or who are legal heirs, or whether they are member of are still in the member of a Theosophical Society West Bengal. But he was the person whose sphere of influence uh, was there in the periphery of where he lived. He is helpful, advice. He is helpful to medical help. Many things. Wherever anything requires, the people ask, go to Sa. He will help. So that requires, that is the spheres of influence. And when you are ready or when you are available to service, then it can be, you can do it. So here the second point, the first object of Theosophical Society is philanthropy. We know for a member of Theosophical Society, uh, when you fill up the form as an applicant for the Theosophical Society, you have to see or read three objects. First object, to form nucleus of universal brotherhood without distinction of caste, creed, sex. That was the first object for a member to become a member by an individual. But here Mahatma told us the first object of Theosophical Society is a philanthropy. Means you are already a member of Theosophical Society and also a true Theosophist. So when you become a true Theosophist, your first object is philanthropy, means to self, less service to others. So don't confuse with the first object as a Theosophist and a first object of the Theosophical Society when you want to become a member of Theosophical Society. So who are Theosophists, who are occultists? That is given clearly by Blavatsky in the book Key to Theosophy. That is another matter. So what is philanthropy? Philanthropy, Mahatma says, a true Theosophist is a philanthropist, not for himself, but for the world he lives. So who are the philanthropists? As per the Mahatma, because the philanthropist is not for himself, he lives for the world. So what is the world for us? World is, if you mark the world is now, it was the same in the almost 150 years back, full of prejudice, full of materialist. And in letter number 1, Mahatma mentioned that for thousand and thousand years, the nature of humanity is same as it is. There are modernization everywhere, but the psychic, but the nature of the humanity is same. So it is our duty to help the humanity It is our duty to help the humanity. As a true theosophist, we have to become the philanthropist. So we will help the world. We shall help the world where the world or the lives in which we are living. Say, for example, in your family, you have your parents, you have a wife, children, then your sub-staff, subordinates, then many things around you like your pet, your garden, everywhere the lives are there. So just help each and everyone according to your capacity. Just help those lives around you. So that is the reason Mahatma mentioned. First, from a member of Theosophical Society, we have to become a true Theosophist. Means true Theosophy means study and practice in day-to-day life. Unless we study, unless we practice whatever we study, then we cannot become a true Theosophist. Once you become a true Theosophist, your duty is to help the world. Help the world around you. So this is the first part of the letter. Now let us go to the second part. In this second point, second slide, there Mahatma mentioned, I am reading the whole, it consists of also 3 points. This and philosophy, comma, the right comprehension of life and its mysteries will give the necessary basis and show the right path to pursue. Yet the best sphere of influence for the applicant is now in his own hand. So, some highlighted person I have particularly mentioned. This means, because it is in the same letter, this means this philanthropy. Mahatma mentioned this means philanthropy. Then, and philosophy. Which philosophy we are going? There are 6 philosophies available in the world. But member of Theosophical Society, it is another unique opportunity to know what is the philosophy for the Theosophical Society member. It is esoteric, Gupta Vidya, secret doctrine, Atma Vidya. These are the philosophy, esoteric side. Esoteric philosophy it is known as 7th philosophy. So the philosophy, that is esoteric philosophy. And third important point, the right comprehension of life and its mysteries. Here I think it is better to know the third object of the Theosophical Society. What is that? As a member of Theosophical Society, first 2 object is external type of work. The third object is to investigate unexplained laws of nature and power latent in man. So, the third object will help you to know the right comprehension of life. As you know, Oh, hidden life vibrant in every atom. Each atom, whether in a mineral or plant or animal or human being or superhuman, each atom there is a vibration. So the life and its mysteries means each atom consisting of vibration, but the vibration within the atoms that we have to inquire, know what is the vibration, why it is vibrating throughout the eternal. huh? So we have to comprehend the life which is everywhere and its mysteries. Very simple things. There are 7 rays which is available. Each ray consisting of a unique thing for a human being. There are 7 types of human being. So each ray will be, when you are when you are becoming more and more in the spiritual path, you will know your life and what is the purpose of life. So 3 things Mahatma mentioned in this point. This philanthropy means service for the world you live. Then esoteric philosophy, Atma Vidya, Guha Vidya, a secret doctrine, and the important third object, which is right comprehension of life and its mysteries. Means unexplained laws of nature and power latent within you, that you have to comprehend. You know the mysteries you require. So for that, daily meditation, service, and other things required to slowly know what is life, know its mysteries. So when 3 things, no need of belief on these 3 things, but just inquire, and it will give a necessary basis so that you can pursue the right path. Before pursuing the right path, we are in a dilemma, whether to move here or whether to move there. Many things we have to think over. But the moment we are aware of these 3 things, then we have to pursue the right path. Last, get the best sphere of influence for the applicant. Means those who are aspiring to become the travel pilgrim in the path. So they are the aspirant. So in this life, we the applicant for the path, we have, it is with our own hand. So last Mahatma mentioned, the best sphere of influence for the applicant is now in his own hand. So when he became a member of Theosophical Society and also serious student of Theosophical Society, you know, this is the golden opportunity for each member, serious student of Theosophy, each member who are serious. This is a best opportunity in this life to travel in the path. It is in our own hand that we have to travel. Nobody will take you. It is you who have to travel. So this here it ended the letter number 45. So let us go to the next letter. Letter number 46. Again, the same thing Mahatma mentioned in starting. My reference to philanthropy was meant in its broadest sense, and to draw attention to the absolute need of the doctrine of the heart. Absolute need of the doctrine of heart, as opposed to that which is merely of the eye. So, in the voice of silence, which Madame Blavatsky uh, published in the year 1889, much before that, in the year 1882, Mahatma given here hints what is doctrine of heart and what is the eye. So, here Mahatma mentioned that philanthropy was meant in its broadest sense. Broadest sense means not limited to a particular sphere. Means you can expand your sphere of influence in many different ways, and to draw attention to the absolute need of the doctrine of heart. Doctrine of heart means the principles which is within your heart. Principle means the intuitive faculty you have to develop. It is not in any manner connected with the senses, either at physical level or at senses at astral level. So it is all beyond that. So doctrine of heart means you have to develop the intuitive faculty so that you will be more helpful to the world around you. So here mentioned to draw attention to the absolute need of the doctrine of heart. When your heart is pure, clean life, open mind, pure heart. So it is not only the pure within your heart, but it is this heart means pure heart. You will be able to see the purity of whole humanity, not only the humanity, but the animals, the plants, etc. All are to be influenced by your health. You will be helpful to the world because of your pureness in the heart. So Blavatsky was given by Golden Star by her teacher. Third important point is clean life, open mind, pure heart. So that is the doctrine of the heart. As opposed to the which is merely of the eye. Eye means the attraction, repulsion of the senses. Eye is one of the senses. Whatever we will see in the eye, it is not correct. So Mahatma mentioned doctrine of heart as opposed to that which is of the eye. So we'll go to the next slide. And before I have written that our society is not a merely intellectual school for occultism. Here, as mentioned previously, true theosophist. Now there is some thing or to mention about the occultism. So here Mahatma mentioned, and before I have written that our society is not merely intellectual school for occultism. And those greater than we have said that he who thinks the task of working for others too hard had better not undertake it. So here clear instruction given to us that occult science means the esoteric version or the secret science, which is known as occult science. It is not an intellectual school for occultism. Those who are student of theosophy and want to become a intellectual student, Mahatma mentioned that is not correct. So our society is not a mere intellectual school for occultism. Only studying theosophy books because it attract your intellect only. That is not the correct thing. You have to practice it in your day-to-day life. Change your nature by studying theosophy books. If you are not changed yourself in your life, then you are in the intellectual school of occultism. Two things I am telling you. One is, as a student of theosophy, by reading Secret Doctrine, by reading Voice of Silence, Divine Plan, Inner Life, it is creating some kind of intellectual satisfaction. I am satisfied reading so many books. But it is not changed your nature. What is Mahatma mentioned in letter number 1? Same thing also applied to us even now. Reading theosophy books for 30 years, we have all with us anger, jealousy, envy, everything within us. Then what is the necessity of studying those books? So, by doing that, you are in the intellectual school of occultism. Intellectual school of occultism. You are not changed. Anything, whatever you gathered from the books, is not reflected in your nature, in your daily life. So, second important point, those greater than we have means Mahatma. Above the Mahatma are three great Mahatmas. They are Jagat Guru, Lord Maitreya, Bhavya Manu, and Mahachwa. Those three Mahatma mentioned, those greater than means either any of three, Mahachwa, maybe Manu Maharaj or Lord Maitreya, have said that he who think of task working for others too hard. So, the members of the Theosophical Society or a so-called Theosophist, if they think or after reading or practicing, trying to practice, and while the time will come, they are not helpful to any of the members or any of the member or non-members of the society who are living around you. If you think that this is very difficult thing, Mahatma said, better not undertake it. Better not undertake it. Means, what is that? Either you continue with your intellectual study, so no need of to convert yourself. As usual, the 30, 40 years you will continue as a intellectual study, because by intellectual study, no need of giving any kind of philanthropic activities. You will continue as usual. So, Mahatma mentioned that unless you are fully dedicated, unless you serve the humanity, so no need of uh, working for others, because it is very hard. So Mahatma mentioned, better not undertake it. Better not change yourself. You continue as usual. Continue as usual. So we'll go to the next point in the important slide. This is really relating to very important points. Probably at that time, some have requested Mahatma for scientific discovery. Scientific discovery. Mahatma here mentioned the moral and spiritual sufferings of the world are more important. What is there in the year 1882? Still it is very much available, very much there, the position of the world. The moral and spiritual suffering of the world are more important now. So the role of Theosophical Society is more now than ever before, because you see the morality of the human being. How the people are suffered because of the moral, then spiritual suffering of the world. So two things, morality and spiritual suffering of the world, are more important. So it is our duty for the members of duty of the Theosophical Society members to help the world to make them, or to help them to be more in moral and spiritual upliftment. Then second point, and need help and cure more than science needs aid from us in any field of discovery. So Mahatma second point says, so the members of, or the Mahatma is more interested for spiritual and moral upliftment of the humanity than science need help from Mahatmas in any field of discovery. There are many things Mahatma mentioned in letters to AP Senate. Mahatma is there. They are the original pioneer of discovery, scientific discovery. So they are the main source. But here Mahatma mentioned, more than that, science require their help. It is the moral and spiritual suffering of the world which requires it. So Mahatma, not only Mahatma, and we the aspirant, we require also the guidance from the Mahatmas to help the other people who are suffering from moral and spiritual point of view. The last sentence is, he that has ears to hear, let him hear. Mahatma, which also animation in forward last sentence he mentioned, so also Mahatma mentioned in this letter. Whatever the important points or points on philanthropy, points on philosophy, points on the comprehension of right and mysteries, and also the doctrine of art. Whatever is given in these two letters, Mahatma finally mentioned that he that hears to hear, those who have a ear to hear, they let him hear. And it is given clear option to us. He is not forcing each and everyone to accept blindly. So it is up to us to inquire. Then we have to accept it. It depends upon us. So thank you, brethren. With these two letters, I am going to close this presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful, excellent, and clear exposition. Thank you once again. Now I am presenting Hindi translation sent by Meenakshi ji. Letter number 45. Master KH to Wilhelm Hubby. Sphere of influence यानी प्रभाव के क्षेत्र हर जगह पाए जा सकते हैं। टीएस का प्रथम उद्देश्य परोपकारिता है। एक सच्चा थियोसॉफिस्ट परोपकारी होता है। वह स्वयं के लिए नहीं बल्कि उस दुनिया के लिए होता है जिसमें वह रहता है। यह तथ्य और तत्व ज्ञान जीवन और इसके रहस्यों का सही बोध यानी आवश्यक बुनियादी आधार देगा और आगे बढ़ने का सही मार्ग दिखाएगा। फिर भी आवेदक के लिए सबसे अच्छा होगा कि प्रभाव का क्षेत्र वह अपने स्वयं के देश में अपनी भूमि में देखे। लेटर नंबर 46 मास्टर KH टू अननोन मेंबर। परोपकारिता से मेरा तात्पर्य उसके व्यापक अर्थ से था और वह हृदय के सिद्धांत की परम आवश्यकता की ओर ध्यान आकर्षित करना था, न कि केवल आंख के सिद्धांत की ओर। और इससे पहले मैंने लिखा है कि हमारी सोसाइटी मात्र गुह विद्या के लिए या बुद्धिजीवियों के लिए स्कूल नहीं है। और हम में से जो उच्चतम जगत गुरु हैं, उन्होंने कहा है कि जिस व्यक्ति को दूसरों के लिए काम करना कठिन लगता है, उसे उस कार्य का दायित्व नहीं लेना चाहिए। दुनिया की नैतिक और आध्यात्मिक पीड़ा अधिक महत्वपूर्ण है और उन्हें विज्ञान की खोज के किसी भी क्षेत्र में हमारी सहायता की उतनी आवश्यकता नहीं है जितने की नैतिक और आध्यात्मिक क्षेत्र में है। यह सहायता और उपचार का आवश्यक क्षेत्र है। जिसके पास श्रवण के लिए कान है, उन्हें सुनने दें। 44 और 46 लेटर का हिंदी यही समाप्त होती है। Now the platform is open for discussion. Participant can ask question from speaker, and if they want to add, they are most welcome.
Pradip ji, should I speak?
Yes, yes.
There is one question in my mind regarding being a philanthropist. Is it the reciprocal term or is it the term that we have to go deeper into our own individuality?
Yes.
Am I clear or not?
I am not.
My question is, being philanthropist, is it an
Yes.
individuality or is it the reciprocal matter? Because when I am philanthropist means I expect others also being philanthropists.
Yeah, right. Right. Not only you yourself, you have to be you have to be more more means you are more be philanthropist, not expecting others. Because when you become the true theosophist and render service, don't expect others. They can also be of same stage of evolution like you. Support Harshavardhan ji have now digested and changed himself. So before him, many people are there to whom he can render. But what about others? Whether they have fit like you, that is depends upon him. So whether they have ear to hear, that Mahatma mentioned it clearly. And so
Yes.
my point is, we should not expect, means reciprocally expect others to be more like you.
Okay.
Rather, we continue our philanthropic work.
Continue. Yes.
Continue.
We should continue.
Okay.
Another question is there. This is very perfect understanding. That is the nature of our own self.
Yes,
पीड़ा
yes.
से उपजा हुआ गान. That is the suffering. That is the suffering. That is a kind of thing which has a kind of effect over spiritual. That is called spiritual suffering. यानी जो पीड़ा है, हमारे अंदर जो पीड़ा है, जो हमारे अंदर दर्द है, तो कवि ये बताता है कि पीड़ा से निपजा हुआ गान, यानी somebody who sings the poem, that is from his own suffering. Is that the
Yes.
meaning here master wants to suggest? Is it the suffering of one's own in the way that he surpasses his own challenges and he develops inside him a kind of art, a kind of expression, a kind of gesture which really helps the whole human beings?
No, the question is, suppose there karma, reincarnation, and other two things are there. So the suffering what we are going through is because of the past karma we have done, what we have done. Now the question is spiritual suffering means Mahatma mentioned also to Francis Arundel also that the suffering of the humanity means they are not yet aware of the spiritual nature, spiritual part of their own nature. Means suppose eternal man consisting of Atma, Buddhi, Manas or individuality or ego, whatever name. We are not aware of that consciousness. So that is the suffering the people are going on. So either to Francis Arundel in one of a letter addressed to her, so also here. So our duty, Radhaji in the human regeneration, she mentioned that our duty is to regenerate the humanity, means upliftment of humanity, spiritual and moral transformation. How we can do that? That depends upon us. So that is the reason sphere of influence is mentioned Mahatma clearly. So when people are suffering, we can give some TOS type of work. But our duty is to become ourselves more fit. So many organization branches we have with us, like Masonic, EST. So when you are more fit, you can be more helpful to others. So the suffering, not only with the other humanity, other life, but also suffering also with you. And Mahatma mentioned that you first fit yourself to know what is the science of soul or Atma Vidya. Then you can be more helpful. It is also mentioned at the Fita Master also. Francis Arundel also, she was told by Mahatma when she is more about getting more attracted towards this type of a Red Cross. Yes. Now, Vibhaji can do. Vibhaji, can you speak anything? Actually.
Thank you.
Sir?
Thank you.
Sorry. Yes, sir. Yeah, could you please repeat what you wanted to ask?
The sufferings of the humanity.
The moral sufferings,
Uh,
right? Moral and spiritual sufferings.
yes.
So, sir, I think you have rightly pointed it out that when the people are not aware of this individuality, the higher self in themselves, and they are totally identified with the personality. So that is the thing that Mahatma Ji's they want to remove from this world, to make the people understand that they are not the personality. And so they are more concerned with that, for removing the moral and spiritual suffering which they are having because of this false identification.
Yes.
In fact, I was looking at something else. These letters, they are available on the Mahatma Letter portal. And in this letter number 45, which begins with the statement, spheres of influence can be found everywhere. And then the next statement is, the first object of TS is philanthropy. In the context and background, it is mentioned that the phrase spheres of influence that was substituted later on in this letter by C. Jinraj Das. Earlier, it was spheres of usefulness. Now, I don't know how far this is correct or true. This is just available on the Mahatma Letters portal, but it makes perfect sense if we see that slide again. And if we write there, spheres of usefulness can be found everywhere. That means aspirant or member has to make himself useful, and he can find that anywhere. He can be useful anywhere. And then immediately the next statement, that the first object of TS is philanthropy. So it makes sense. You make yourself useful, and that is what you should do. That is philanthropy. So
Yes.
I don't understand like why there is this discrepancy in the letter. It's just an observation.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. These are very small letters, but very nicely with a lot of deep message and meaning. I will let Sushma ji take over.
Thank you, Vibhaji. And when you were talking about spheres of usefulness, then I am reminded sentence by Gandhiji. The platform of service is as big as the world, and it is never overcrowded. So there are so many spheres where we input our services. And the second quotation I reminded, the service we render to others is really the rent we pay for our room on this earth. So we are supposed to serve humanity each and every time. When we will be watchful, only then we will be able to serve humanity. Thank you. Is there any question? Okay, if there is no question, I will do the prayer. Asato ma sadgamay, tamso ma jyotirgamay, mrityor ma amritam gamay. From the unreal lead us to the real, From darkness lead us to light. From death lead us to immortality. Sarve bhavantu sukhnah. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dubhag bhavet. Shanti. 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 Thank you, Pradip sir and participants.